Kia ora, New Zealand. Welcome to Sweet Chain Live. My name is Matt Drake. This is episode 101. And I'm joined this evening, as ever, by Brady Cush. Good evening, Brady. How are you?
Evening, Matt. Good, man. Pretty full on at work, but man, what a gorgeous summer we're having in Wellington. Great evening to walk home.
It's been absolutely lovely. We had a big day out in Wellington on Monday, as many of you will have seen, and we enjoyed most of the good Wellington weather. Then it was an incredible day. That was for Centurion. We're going to get onto some of those results in a second. We've got a bit of a packed show today. We're going to be talking about hot scores. Then we're going to be talking a little bit about Makariki and the results there. We're going to go over the Centurion results. We got something that's come up called Disc Finder, which might be of interest to you. If you've not seen that, we'll talk a little bit about this. Then we want to talk about the Sweet Chain Music Discord, which we'll be launching today, along with Sweet Chain Tipping. So we're going to take you through that, how you can have your say on who you think is going to be winning all of the major tournaments that are coming up, and have a bit of competitive competition. I guess competitive competition, is that right? I don't know. A bit of competition against your fellow fans to see who can do that. Also, if you join the Discord, there's an exclusive discount code that's going to give you 15% off everything at Sweet Chain Music. So have a look at that in the Discord when we'll post the link to it shortly.
Don't people know they can just use Brady 21 and get a discount too?
Yeah, but this discount's bigger. That's bigger than your Brady 21. But yeah, indeed. Anyway, we've got hot scores. Brady takes through the South.
Yeah, let's go through the South as ever. Kicking it off in Invercargill, Queen's Park is still the city for Ethan Stout, 16 under par for the hot round this week. Great shooting, Ethan. Up to Dunedin and Brockville, Kevin Cummings gets it done, 9 under par with the clean round there. And at Chingford Park, Ephraim Russell and Chris Brooks take it out with a 6 under par. Over Lakeside, Queenstown Garden, Mikey Yu shoots the hot round of -12. And at Tucker's Beach, Mikey Yu locks it out a -7 to take out Queenstown. At Ely Point, we have Kyle Martin back on the scene, shoots a 4 under par. And at Lismore Park, it's Matt Pritchard with a 9 under par for the hot round this week. Sliding up into the Garden City, let's go to Jelly Park and Ashton Clark comes in at 14 under par. And at Queen's Park Reserve, it's Christian Gallen shooting 6 under par. And to round out the South Island at Brooker Ave, Campbell Brown, 5 under par. Matt, take us through the North.
Excellent. So in the North Island, we've got at Berrenport, Simon Fogarty hits 8 under par in the hills. Very good score by Simon. At Hikoikoi, Andy Davey hits 7 under par. That was one of the Centurion rounds. At Hardcore Park, Brady and Pedro tie on 6 under par. Up at Linklater, Johnny Wake hits 5 under for the hot round for the week. And over at Maryland's, Brian Rawlins, 2 under is enough to give him the crown. Over to Spa Park, and it's Kynan Harrison who hits 2 under par. And Paris Holstead does enough with 6 under at McLaren's to hit the hot score there. Richard Waterson hits 12 under par at Henderson to round out the North Island. Right, there was another tournament that went on in the North Island this week in Rotorua at Makariki. So let's just have a quick squiz at the results that came through. So Jackson Sullivan taking it out as we kind of expected. I think in the end over Mario Cernia. Henry Pearson, good result, tied third with Jake Brennan.
That should bump him up the power rankings, I think.
I think it does. Yes, we'll get to the power rankings shortly. But yes, there is some gains there for Henry. And then the rest of the field falling more or less as we might expect it to. In the ladies division, Michelle Simpson takes out the ladies division. Actually, she doesn't. Unless they were playing different courses. Let's just have a look. Cards layout. So it's a slightly different layout. So Michelle Simpson takes out the FPO division by 12 shots, and Michaela Kerr takes out the FA1 division by 10 shots. Nicholas Goldner shoots a red hot 1008 rated final round to go 8 under par. And the MA1s were playing the same course as the MPO, so to finish 8 under gives him overall third place, which is incredible. So well done.
Time to move up for Nick. It sounds like.
Looks like it, doesn't it? And certainly a 954 rating supports a move up into MPO. So that was this weekend gone. We also had Centurion. So let's see if I can find the results from Centurion. We had
the data analytics team crunching numbers.
They were. Let's see if I can find it now. This could be interesting. I don't know if it's going to let me do it. Oh, no, there it is. Here. Right. Right. Sorry, it's a bit spreadsheety. I'm just going to have to put up a bit. Right. So, as we can see, Andy Davey took out the overall, finishing on a score of 35 under par, scoring 47 birdies out of 101 holes. Brady Cush came in with 34 birdies, shooting 25 under par. Phil McLeod just 2 shots back and 1 birdie back, 33. Jack Mocker and Stan Morris putting in noteworthy displays with 31. And then everybody else, and you'll see me all the way down here. That was rubbish. But yes, no, a good day had by all, Brady. It seemed like it was pretty fun out there. At least we had a good laugh on our card.
Oh yeah, it was super fun. I also heard, what was it? Jack Ryan and Paul. We had some locals playing, and it was like kind of their first event, and for the longest time, a partner. So we play quite a bit with Paul Gould, who plays at Social League on Sundays. His partner, Talia, played. She was leading through 3 courses, beating Paul, who plays regularly. She does not. And so like she got a big kick out of it and that kind of stuff. So yeah, she was all smiles at the end of the day. Yeah, I saw them. I went for a little victory lap myself. There was a little bit of sun life left, so I did 10 extra holes at Barronport to round out my day. Didn't quite catch Candy with the extra 3 birdies, but hey, you know, it was a fun day had by all. Smiles all around. Great to see so many cards playing. 28 people. Woof.
Yeah, 28 people playing 101 holes. Shout out to Hayden Rapiner and Phil McLeod, who both hit aces on the day. Hayden hit hole 1 at Petone, and Phil McLeod hit hole 3 at Barronport, which is quite a nice ace to get. So yeah, we were on the card behind him actually, and we heard it all the way up the top of the hill. So well done to both of them. We'll be doing the same again next year. That'll be the 4th Centurion. Would you believe it? Next year, which is incredible.
Yeah. Well, it's Centurion weekend for us. So we had the 100th episode last Thursday, and then Centurion the following Monday. So yeah, it was a whole lot of hundreds for us on the weekend.
We did, and we also got a star frame on hole 1 and on hole 100, which was quite pleasing as well. So yeah. Anyway, right. However, there is one stat that spreadsheet didn't show. And that's how many discs did you lose over the weekend? Brady, how many did you lose?
Well, I mean, technically I lost 2 in the same tree, but thankfully enough, we had a backup and I was able to return one of them. So yeah, I lost on hole 11 at Harcourt Park. There's a big tree that kind of guards the middle of the fairway. So you either have to take a forehand around one side or a forced flex around the other side. I tried the forced flex, but you know, it was early. It was a Monday. I did not nearly put enough on it, and so proceeded to put 2 discs up the same tree on the same hole, 2 consecutive rounds. There's still a bright yellow wasp. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a bright yellow wasp still up the tree. So if that happens to come down, anyone listening in the Wellington region or in Upper Hutt, I would love to get that wasp back. But yeah, I did manage to get my zone back and use it for the rest of the day, which was nice. But I think Young, another member of our card, also put it up. There's at one stage 5 discs in that same tree on hole 11 at Harcourt Park. So indeed.
Well, here's something for you, because this was released this week, and this is a new website called Disc Finder. Don't know if you've come across it. Have you seen this at all yet?
Tell me more. I'm curious.
So you'll find this on nzdiscfinder.com. Okay, so we'll pop that into the. I'll just pop that link into the comments. This is great. This has been designed by HorsleyKT@hotmail.com. I forget his full name, so we'll pop that into the comments when we find it. But this is NZ Disc Finder, and basically you can report any discs that you find, and you can search through to see if anybody's found any of your discs. So here are pictures of discs that people have found, where they found them, phone numbers, etc. So it's a repository for going, I lost a disc here, or indeed I found a disc. I wonder if it's someone who's going to give it back. So yeah, look, we've I think this is pretty cool. You can go through and you can lament with people over their lost discs, but also help them out in finding them. You can search by course and you can search by disc type as well, which will allow you to work out where it is you might find your disc. So Brady, put your yellow wasp onto NZ Disc Finder, and hopefully you might get it back quicker than otherwise you might.
I shall have to do that. It's great news that, like the community is kind of coming together to help some lost discs find homes and return to their owners. That's great. How did you find out about this?
It was posted on various. Facebook groups. I think I saw it on the Welly Disc Golfers page actually, but it got posted to a fair few groups. I'm just trying to see if I can find it now actually, because we should also ensure that the person who designed it gets the appropriate credit, which I'm trying to find now. So one moment. Yeah, I was fortunate enough. I didn't lose any discs at the weekend. One disc which looked like it might have got stuck in the tree, but didn't. Kieran Horsley is the name, and it was posted on the Welly Disc Golfers is the one that I saw, but I think it's been posted. I've seen it a number of times over the interweb. So yeah, so check it out. Have a look at Disc Finder, and if there's anything, look, there it is. It's already made its way. You've just reported it there, lost up in the tree, middle of the fairway, and then presumably that's your phone number. Excellent. So this is working, and one disc successfully reunited today. It's only just launched, but I think that's a good result. So well done to Kieran. That's a great tool to for the community to use. And so if you find that you've lost a disc, stick it on Disc Finder. You never know. Right. This weekend is Heislander down in Dunedin. Let's just have a quick look at the lineup. It's quite a competitive field, I'll be honest.
Yeah. What do we got?
So this is by rating. So Levi, Jay, Mikey U, Ryan, Francis, Ashton, all the hits are going to be playing. A lot of the top 20 are going to be competing this weekend. And so yeah, so if we have a look at that lineup, who do you fancy out of that, Brady? Who do you reckon is going to take it out?
I mean, of course, you can never look past Levi, though Ethan's getting pretty hot lately. And Mikey U is also good. But like Francis has also kind of been playing hot. I think I'll put Mikey up there. It's been a while since he's won. I think his kind of the young boys will push him, but he might sneak it out in the end. It'll all kind of come down to his putting if he can keep up with those young guns and their bigger arms.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you got?
Well, I've got the data analytics team have told me that Levi is going to take it. Is going to take it out.
Oh, have they? So
and I wanted to show you, actually, now is a good time to share with you the sweet chain tipping. Now, if you want to get involved in sweet chain tipping, you think you can do a better job than me and Brady at picking who you think is going to win, then you need to head over to the Discord, which the Sweet Chain Music Discord, which is now in a link in the comments. We'll be sharing this on our socials as, over this week. But I'm going to jump in to the Sweet Chain Tipping part of the Discord right now and show you how to do it. So what we've got here, this screen, if you're not familiar with Discord, this is on the left-hand side here are all the different channels. There's various things that you can talk about. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the Sweet Chain Tipping. So here's how it works. Events will get posted in the events section. We've got highs under here, and Christchurch will go underneath it, and Nationals will be here as well. So you start off, everybody who logs in and has a go starts off with 1,000 coins. So you've got some money there to spend. You've got some money to use up. If you want to go in there and have a tip. Now, what you do when you open up each one of these, you'll find a list of bets. Now, there's going to be a few more added. I've put a few in here already. But you go, who will win MPO? And you can bet on your person. So I'm going to choose Levi. And it's, oh dear. Well, no, that's not good, is it? Right. Anyway, you'll have to bear with me. You press who you want. You type in how much you want to bet, and then you hit bet. And the odds that you can see here are the odds that you'll get back. Now,
so for every coin.
Say again.
So for those of us who aren't as familiar with betting and tipping as you are, the idea that like for every coin or like digital currency that we are like betting on Levi, we'll get like 2.2 like coins or currency back. Is that how that works?
That's it. So if you bet 100 coins on Levi, you start off with 1,000. So if you bet 100 coins on Levi, you'll get 220 back if he wins. If you bet 100 on Ryan, then you'll get 650 back if he wins. So as you can see, there's slight differences that you need to weigh up and decide who you think is going to take it out. At the moment, we've got bets in for MPO, MA1, and MP40.
What about the ladies? Why only men getting the attention here?
Well, because I've started putting it in, and I was looking at the ladies' odds, and Hayley Flintoff is by far and away the favorite for this weekend, right? Mm-hmm. So her odds are like 1.2 or something, right? So incredibly short odds for Hayley. But what I might do for the ladies divisions this weekend is to offer out a who's going to finish the highest from the remaining ladies, and we can do that for and that includes anybody who goes and beats Hayley, right? But the form guide suggests that she's the odds-on favorite by quite some margin.
So Hayley, if you're watching this, you are so good that you're a guaranteed winning according to the data analytics team.
No. Let's be careful with our words. It's not a guarantee at all. It's heavily favored. Okay, so it's the odds are very short on Hayley to take it out. So they're fixed odds, right? So there's two kind of bets that you get on this. You're going to get fixed odds bets, which is who do you think is going to win this, and the data analytics team do some churning of numbers and decide, right, this is the appropriate price for this. There's also going to be what are called tote odds, and tote odds change and fluctuate depending on what people bet and choose on, right? So it could be one of the bets could be, will there be an ace this weekend? And depending, if loads of people say that no, there's not going to be an ace, and only a few people say that they will, and there is one, then the people who say there is one will win the amount relevant to how small their kind of choice is. Does that make sense? Am I explaining that all right? Yeah. So now, once you've won your coin, you can come over to the leaderboard, and the leaderboard will here's a this is one that we were running last week as part of a test. You can see if you can get yourself up to the top of the leaderboard, and we'll be running some tournaments here. So we're going to run a tournament starting today that's going to take us all the way through until after major season. So that's going to be after the North Island Champs, and we'll do a prize for the person who's top of the leaderboard after all of that. Now, what happens if you lose all your money, Brady? What happens if you lump it all on? If you bet the farm on Levi and he doesn't win, what's going to happen?
Well, you mean like me betting on Simon last weekend for Makaripi?
Yeah, yes, indeed. So there's a few things that you can do, right? Every day you've got a loot box available for you, right? So you go into here, you go into the dailies, and you'll get reminded. A few people have collected theirs already. You simply type /daily and press enter, and what that's going to do is it's going to give you your a loot box, and then if you copy what it's written there to use it, it's thinking, and it's given me 129 coins. Look, so you get one of those every day, and the amount of money you get, the amount of coin you get in your loot box varies from day to day. Some days you might only get 50 something. Some days you might get closer to 150, right? So it's so that's the way that the dailies work. So get involved in the dailies. There's going to be plenty of chat on this as we go along. There's also some other things in here. If you want to buy loot boxes yourself and chance your arm, I think some of the guys who have been doing it so far have found that it's a bit of a gamble, but the gamble's there if you want it. The main part is around the main part is around tipping and how well can you tip. Okay. Whilst we're in here, you might find that there's a channel called Discount Codes. If you go to that channel called Discount Codes, you'll find the discount code that gives you 15% off Sweet Chain Music when you visit it. So feel free to head over to our Discord, pick out that discount code, and go and get yourself some goodies from the website. So Brady, who's all your money on then? Let's have a look. We've got MP40 in the mix. Who you betting on?
On MP40, oh goodness. And here I was just going to put all my money on Ethan. Because what are now? Is Ethan even an option, or is it just those three?
Right. Well, so at the moment, the app can only take odds of up to 10-1. Right. What that means is that what I've done for these three divisions is I've listed people who have odds calculated by the data analytics team of shorter than 10-1, right? Mm-hmm. So what this means, and I'll bring up the MPO field if I've got the data readily available. I'll see what the analytics team have left me with. Some people have some very long odds, and some people have very short. Let's just have a look. I should be able to just quickly do this.
And so is it you and the data analytics team who are coming up with what betting is? Will you kind of be taking some fan feedback when it comes to how many aces will be hit, or what the weather will be like? I know Kiwis love their betting and will bet on just about anything of, mm-hmm. Oh, is it going to be a northerly or a southerly, if it's a cake tin on the weekend, you know what I mean?
So yes, we will be taking back some feedback. There's an opportunity to give feedback in the Discord. Let us know what you what it is that you'd like to see bets on. the data analytics team are telling me that Ethan is currently priced at 29-1, right? So you might look at that and actually go, that you might go and look at that and say that's pretty short. That's pretty long odds. Sorry, that's a pretty good price for Ethan. But so I'll work to see if we can get longer odds bets in. Otherwise, we could maybe do like a placing system, which would bring the odds down. But right now, they're your choices. See how it evolves. It's going to be a bit of fun. If you think that you can outbet everybody, then get yourself over to the Discord and have a go. Show off what you can do. So a couple of things to get your teeth into over the course of the next week. This will get really exciting when we get to Christchurch. Every day we'll have different bets going on around what's going to be the hot round for the next day. Who do you think's going to make a charge? Do you think so and so can hold on to their lead, etc., etc. So there's lots of stuff to get you engaged. Even if you can't make it to the tournament, then that might be something that we can. That you can get involved with and you can be part of it. Right. So that's the Discord. That's Sweet Chain Tipping. Get involved. We'll share a little bit more information of that as we go. It's as you see, it can be a little bit buggy, but we'll fix those problems as we go. Brady, what else has caught your eye this week?
Well, I thought I might. So I've been. There was the big announcement with Simon Lizotte leaving Discmania. For those who have not heard, spoiler. Feel free to pause in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so Simon Lizotte has left Discmania and has moved to MVP. And as part of that, he had a big 2-hour interview on the Nick and Matt show. So they're a New England-based disc golf show, so kind of my neck of the woods where I used to play. They're located in Massachusetts near Maple Hill, and they put me onto a neat little website that I think players might find interesting. In fact, you might find extremely interesting. I know that you like numbers and number crunching. Mm-hmm. We talked earlier that I happened to lose a Discraft Wasp. Well, as part of this interview with Simon, finding out a new bag and trying to replace, certain things with the Axiom Streamline and MVP molds, he was put onto the website trydiscs.com.
Okay.
So what that does is, give me a second. Let me see if I can share my screen.
Got it. Do you want me to put it on the screen?
Nah, I'm way ahead of you. So can you see my screen now?
You sure? Oh, yeah.
Yep. So trydisc.com, it's you would think it looks very basic and it's very spreadsheety. But if you look on the left-hand side, you can kind of put in filters for what disc you're looking for. So mine, as you can see on the top, is based on the Discraft Wasp. And you can see that there are other you have your brands there, you have your molds there, you have speed, glide, and turn. But what you also have is you have diameter, you have height, you have rim depth, you have rim width. So the idea is it going to, are you going to have the same feel? What's the configuration going to be? Does it have a bead? Does it not have a bead? And it could be oh, well, I like my Wasp, but my Wasp was bead in, so it's going to be a little less stable. So let's go, let's change the stability. Boom. Mm-hmm. And it automatically gives me more mid-ranges that all have there. And so the MVP Reactor, the Castoplast Goat, the Innova V-Rock, a Buzz, of course, Innova Atlas, there's the Matrix. Well, let's say, where's Simon Lizotte and, we happen to be wanting to find a Matrix. The nice little bit, you can click on the find and it'll take you to retailers around you, or it searches the 195 plus retailers or even Infinite Discs to find that. So the idea of you have, not only does it give you hey, look, maybe this will fit my bag, but it also has that like, where can I find it? So the idea of, if you're happening to sign up for the discount code, and you happen to have lost a disc and you've put it up on that New Zealand disc finder, and you're like, oh man, like this is what Sweet Chain has in stock. Maybe that website will be useful to you when it comes to replacing your lost disc or finding a new one. Say you can't find a nuke, say you can't find a PD, and you're looking for something similar. So, feel free to check out the Sweet Chain website, compare it to that. Matt, if you're not on that website, perhaps it's about time you got on. It does seem like a very useful site when it comes to comparing discs in every way, shape, or form that they can be compared.
I would agree. It's fantastic. I do like a few numbers, so I'll be scouring that site. Just while we're on here, I'll give a little plug to our flight path tool, which I think I've shown off before, which is on the Sweet Chain Music site. And if you pick where's your wasp, shall we find your wasp? Your wasp would be somewhere in here. There it is. I want to add it to the bag. And what this one, I don't want to see the spreads. We'll keep the labels. What this does is it shows you the flight path of the wasp when thrown with various powers. So as you scale back the power, it shows how the flight path is going to change of a particular disc.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is my arm, Matt, not your arm. There we go. That's a little better.
There we go. That's probably better. And then if what you can also do is you can say, okay, well, my wasp is a bit beaten in, so actually it's going to do this, right? So it's 8 out of 10, so it's going to be a little bit more. And so I think that's quite a good compliment actually, because you could use the tri discs to find some alternatives, and you can then see on our site on the flight paths whether you think it's going to have a similar flight path to ultimately what you're after. So no, good work, good find. Good find. That's two good websites today that we. Yes, indeed, Brett. The tree in the middle of the chart is not listed, but yeah, we shall see.
Oh, it was in black. You probably couldn't see it. It's that was a colorblind graph for like the wasp thrower in the room.
Absolutely. Right now, want to talk a little bit because we're going to be looking ahead. We're looking ahead to Heisinger, obviously. That's this weekend. But we're only 1 week away from next week when we will be coming live from Christchurch. And for the first time ever in the 102 episodes that we've been, we'll have a live studio audience, Brady. That'll be exciting.
Oh, geez, we have a peanut gallery. This is going to be rough.
So be prepared for some heckling. Be prepared for some background noise. But anyway, no, looking forward to it. That should be a good bit of fun next week, actually. And obviously, it's the lead up to the first major of the season, which is in Christchurch. If you haven't seen already, Avery Jenkins is running a disc golf clinic on the Wednesday before the tournament. Let me just find the details of it, and I'll pop them on screen as well. So what we've got is Free Discmania Clinic, Avery Jenkins and Maverick Robinson. This is on the 1st to the 2nd of February. So is that on both days? Yeah, it looks like it's on both days. So if you're around on the Tuesday and Wednesday before, so the Wednesday is the 1st, and then the Thursday is the 2nd. So if you're around on either of those days, then there'll be a free clinic put on by those two gents. And it's free to enter if you've entered the Garden City Open. So there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be there or there around on that day. Brady, you're going down on Wednesday. Is that right? Is that late Wednesday?
Yep. Yeah, going down late Wednesday. I'm looking forward to getting the practice day in to see the course on Thursday. I'm trying to compete well and get that rating back up above 970, creeping into that professional level where I used to be. So yeah, going to do that on Thursday. And then, we got the show Thursday night. Should be a cracker of a weekend. Will you be getting a practice day in? When are you coming down?
Yeah,
Or when
so
will you be getting in?
I'm flying in Thursday morning, so I get in about 9:30, I think, into Christchurch, and yeah, just getting picked up from the airport. I'm going to go pretty much straight to the course. So yeah, we're going to hopefully get in a practice round. It's the Big T, so I really ought to get a view about what's going to be going on. And so, yeah, on the Thursday night, we'll be going through the caddy book. Don't forget that on Monday, is it Monday that they shared this? There is there'll be a players meeting prior to the Urban City Open. I'm sure I saw some details on it that was posted recently. Let's just see if I can get it. So we've got a sneak peek of some of the holes. So if you want to go over to the the event page on Facebook, then what you'll find is there's the some of the hole previews have been put up. So you'll get an idea of the kind of some of the distances, some of the hole shapes, and also the cards have been released for Christchurch as well. Should you have a quick look and see if there's any juicy ones? I'm sure there are.
Well, yeah, I saw, what was that? There's a double Mando, lots of OB. It looks very red. Well, I mean, my kind of red, not everyone else's kind of red, but you know what I'm saying. I
do. So here we go. The MPO field actually kicks off relatively earlier than the than some of the other times. So MP40 clicks off later.
Yeah, I think I have a Team Sweet Chain card, actually. So it's me, Andrew Fleming, and Francis Orange all teeing off at like 12:30 or 12:20.
12:20. There you go. Yeah.
We're the only card of 3. So this will be the second, I think, for Nationals as well. I'm playing the initial round with Andrew Fleming in MA1. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. I love playing with the guy. So Andrew, shout out. Looking forward to Team Sweet Chain card. Get to play with Francis again. Like, if you're not doing anything, Matt, feel free, follow us around with a little camera. You can get some like firsthand Sweet Chain action, some video for the channel.
I will do. My tee off is at 1:20. So I'm going to be playing with Johnny, Ryan, and Peter at 1:20. So I'll have an hour beforehand. So
you get to play with Smokey? That'll be fun.
So players meeting is 8 p.m. Monday night. We've just been told. So that's going to be very. Yeah, I'm sure it came up on Monday, but yeah. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So if you're not doing anything after your round, then you can carry my bag for the last hour. That'd be nice.
Is that how this works?
I just want someone to caddy for. I don't care who. No, so let's have a look. Let's go through some of the cards that we've got here. So the 4 Discmania 1 in 4s are all on the same card. They're on the first card to kick off in the MPO field at 10 a.m. So yeah, I'm certainly I might follow that card actually for a bit because
let's see how it is. I have to carry your bag, but you won't film our card. See how it is.
Well, no, wait a minute, because this is at 10 a.m. and you don't kick off till a lot later, so can't be fun, right? So we've got Avery Jenkins. He's going to be playing with Zach Taylor and Trent Hogg, and then a little bit later on. We got Jackson Sullivan, Ryan Cambridge, Callie Thompson, and Joseph Berry. That's a pretty competitive card that starts at midday. But slightly ahead of them, Nate Perkins, Morgan, Levi, and Bray will also be a good card. I'm expecting actually that Levi Nate to be quite a good little battle. It'd be great to see how that ends up after day 1.
Well, yeah, who knows? Nate Perkins might end up with an RPM sponsorship after a couple of these New Zealand events. I hear he's stepped away from Discmania as well.
He has.
Kind of spreading his wings and doing his own thing this year.
Yep. And actually, just confirmation on the clinics that we talked about earlier. Wednesday and Thursday evening, 6 p.m. for the clinics. So I'm not sure. Will you make it in time for the Wednesday one, Brady?
No, I won't even have left Wellington at that point.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I might have to tune in, come out on Thursday before Sweet Chain, before we go live.
Yeah, that'd be good. I mean, we'll be going where we're going live is about 10 minutes from Jelly Park, so it shouldn't cause too many issues on the floor. Right, let's have a look a little bit further down. Where else have we got some? Obviously, we mentioned that I'm playing there. There's also some. I'm expecting this to be quite a competitive card as well. Mark Clement is a very capable player, and obviously Joe Seebeck won nationals in the MP40 division. So
Paul Child's no stranger to playing well, and then you also have Mike Foley. So yeah, that's going to be a super competitive card.
Yeah, Mike Foley's been playing well recently as well. He shot up the rankings, which we'll get to shortly. In MA1,
who's highest rated in MA1, by the way?
Say again.
Who's highest rated?
Ben Quinn out of Wanaka, but not really any of the higher rated players in MA1 are playing all on the same card. So that means that they're going to be they're split up for the first part of the day. So that'd be interesting to see how who in MA1 can come through. Massive MA1 field. It's fantastic to see. In the ladies divisions, let's just have a look at the ladies divisions. We would probably expect Michelle Simpson and Hayley Flintoff, they're split for the first round, to join each other on the second round. And then I don't know whether that will play as a card of 5 or whether someone will play with the FA1, probably the FA1, given this is 7. And so out of these two divisions, Brady, where's your money at the moment?
To be fair, I just want to see the battle between Michelle and Hayley. So, Michelle's been hiking for quite a while to see her come back, and I know that she has a super competitive streak. Catching up with her recently in Taranaki, she took down Egg Monster, and I know Hayley's coming back with a vengeance. So, honestly, that's going to set up a beautiful battle to hopefully stretch the season, if not going into nationals as well. So I really can't look past the two of them.
Yeah. So head over to the PDGA site if you want to see who you're going to be playing with on the in Christchurch, and hopefully you've got a nice tea time. I don't think there's any that are super early. I've seen some tournaments where people are teeing off at 7 a.m. I think, no,
I think most are starting at kind of 10 and then working their way into the afternoon till kind of 2 or 3. So I'm really interested to see how that plays. If that was are golfers still using it? Is it at the golf course? Is it
No, it's at Hagley Park. Okay. So it's a public park that presumably has been closed for the event. So it's not. Yeah. It's not a park that other sports users would use, presumably. The latest tee time I can see here is at 3:25. So allowing for a round to take about 3 to 4 hours. You're looking at 6:30, 7 o'clock, which is probably reasonable. The light is still good at that time. So I don't think there's anything a problem there. I've just seen some tournaments where tee times and they tee off at 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock in the morning, and it's takes me back to my ultimate days where you had to cram 5 90-minute games into a day, so you had to start silly o'clock in the morning. But anyway, not here. So yeah, that's the Discmania Garden City Open that's coming up in just over a week's time. We can't wait. We've got some real good and entertaining tournaments coming up, and then hot off the heels of the Garden City Open is Nationals, which won't be too long behind. Right, let's have a look at some of the upcoming events. There's a couple of new ones which we want to share with you. So looking ahead, What have we got? Heisender is this weekend. Then it's South Island Champs, Queenstown Classic. Sneaks in the weekend before Nationals. And Bottle Lake Open in Christchurch on the weekend of the 1st and 2nd of April. This is being run by Jay Watkinson and Bros for Change in a course at Bottle Lake in Christchurch in the eastern suburbs, northeastern suburbs. And the registration for that opens on the 13th of February. So that could be a lot of fun. It's been announced on social channels, so keep an eye out. If you're keen to get involved, you've got about 3 weeks until the registration opens for that.
Also, keep an ear out. I'm pretty sure in this same time frame, there is going to be a King Country Classic. I do believe it is coming back. I'm not sure whether it'll be sanctioned or on tour. But I do believe if you guys like that track and enjoy Tomanui and the Polo Grounds, that will be coming up, I believe, in April, perhaps that weekend between Bottle Lake and Brook Park.
Fantastic. And on to the power rankings. So actually very little change in the power rankings this week. Kath Headley, thanks to her second place finish at Makaripi, climbs 6 places up to 14th. So well done to Kath. Very good performance. Ben Willake sneaks up 1 spot to 10th. And Francis Orange climbs 1 spot to 19th in the MPO Field. So we're getting very close to what the rankings going into our major tournaments. There's not going to be there'll be a little bit of change this weekend, I would have thought, with Heisender, especially if some of the top players can pull a result out. Obviously, Levi, Jay, Ryan, Mikey are all playing. So that's 4 of the top 7 are playing. So it should be quite a competitive weekend. If you're going down,
Simon didn't drop it all from Makaripi.
No. So the way it works is if somebody DNFs, which is what happened to Simon, then it's treated as if they didn't start.
Interesting.
Okay, so but what it also means is that it doesn't count as a tournament that Simon's played. And remember, there's a requirement of a certain number of tournaments to be played in order to be on the power rankings.
I was going to say, I don't see David Keane on there anymore. Damian Peters isn't on there.
Yeah, so I think Damian Peters would be like 3rd still if he'd played enough events to make it on. Just like Justin Workman would be 2nd probably still, but because he's not played a tournament in New Zealand in some time, then he's fallen out of the power rankings, which I think is the right thing to do. But the mechanism that's in place for people who don't finish, it's treated as if they didn't start. So yeah. Right. So I think that's us. I think that's it for us for this week. Thank you so much for joining us. Head over to the Discord, get your bets in. I'll fix the issue with the betting that we had there. I'll do that now. Wherever you're playing disc golf, take it easy, play well, get some birdies, and we'll see you live with a live studio audience next week. Cheers.